We are now going to start with an equation, and then from that equation determine what the slope of the line is. So suppose we have the equation y equals 3/4 x minus 6. And so what we're going to start with is we're going to start by finding 2 points, and the 2 points that we want to find are the x-intercept and the y-intercept. We're going to start with the y-intercept. Remember, this means we plug in a 0 for x. So y equals 3/4 times 0 minus 6, which is 0 minus 6, or minus 6. So we have a point at 0 minus 6. Then we look for our x-intercept, which is where y equals 0. So we're going to start with 0 equals 3/4 x minus 6. So we're going to add 6 to both sides. 6 equals 3/4 x. And let's times both sides by 4/3. Well, the 6 and the 3 divide out and leave a 2. 4 times 2 is 8, which means we have 8 equals x. And on this side, all the fractions divide out, so it leaves a 1. So we have x equals 8, or we have the point 8, 0. Well, if we go back to our slope formula, remember it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So for this particular problem, that means that we're going to have, let's call this x1, y1, and this x2, y2. So we're going to start with y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So we get 0 minus a minus 6, which is positive 6. Remember, minus and minus means we add. And 8 minus 0 is 8. We divide out what we can. Leaves a 3 on top and a 4 on bottom, and we get a slope of 3/4. Well, if you go back to the original, notice that we've got the 3/4 right here in front of the x. So our slope is always the number in front of the x when y is solved for, or when it can be written in function notation. So whenever we have either y equals mx plus b, or f of x equals mx plus b, the slope is always m, which is the same variable we used to define slope when we introduced it. One more thing I want you to notice here before we go any farther. Notice this minus 6 right here, that y equals 3/4 x minus 6. Notice that's the same as I get as my intercept. So b is the intercept, which is why we call this slope-intercept form, because we get the slope and the intercept for free.